Distinguished speakers, esteemed guests, and colleagues, I warmly welcome you to this important session on the role of educators in peace building and conflict resolution. Education is more than knowledge transfer. It is a character formation and value building. In this time of conflict, educators stand as peacemakers, mediators, and visionaries, with the power to shape minds that embrace dialogue over violence, empathy over hatred, and unity over division. Today, as we listen to voices from across the globe, may we be reminded that peace is not built only through policies and treaties, but in classrooms through the daily work of educators who nurture children and communities. So with that, I declare the session open and I look forward to a rich insights ahead. And as we begin this journey, let us first reflect on the foundation of peace education. These presentations will explore the roots of global citizenship, inclusion, culture, diplomacy, and gender equity, all essential starting points for peace building. And to start off, I'm going to be welcoming our first speaker for today, Ambassador Kamal Chandra Lohani, who is going to be speaking on cultural education as a tool for peace building and conflict mediation. The floor is yours, Ambassador Kamal.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Good evening. Namaste and Namaskar, Subsandhya from my side from India. And thank you very much, Gloria, ma'am, for giving me the first chance to speak on the topic. And I'm extremely sorry that I could not join and attend the Friday session because of some technical problems and network issues. So I apologize for that. And respected Gloria ma'am, our nice sir, Yala ma'am, and Nallam sir, Salesh sir, all the esteemed speakers and panelists. Well, my name is Kamal Chand Lohani. I am from Jolikot, Nainital, Uttarakhand, India. Thank you very much for listening to me and giving me the attention. I think the chalk in a teacher's hand is more powerful than any other weapon. It writes the story of peace. That is my topic today. So on that topic, particular topic, I have to speak. Educators or teachers play a crucial role in peace building and conflict resolutions because they are the first guide and who teach children respect, empathy, and understanding. In the classroom, teachers create a safe space where dialogue and cooperation and tolerance are practiced daily, every day. And by teaching students how to listen and solve disagreements peacefully and respect diversity, educators plant the seeds of harmony in society. When conflicts arise, the teachers act as a role model, showing that problems can be solved through the patience, communications, and fairness. And beyond academic knowledge, they help young people become responsible citizens who value unity and over divisions. So, in this way, educators are true peacemakers and peace builders. And cultural education is one of the strongest tools for the peace building and conflict mediation. So, when we learn about different traditions, languages, and the way of life, we begin to respect diversity rather than fear it. An education that celebrates culture teaches us empathy and dialogue and cooperation. So, in times of conflict, culture understanding helps reduce prejudice and build bridges of trust by valuing what unites us and appreciating what makes us different. We create a society where disagreements can be solved with respect. Cultural education does not only preserve the heritage, it builds peace, fosters unity, and prepares us to live together in harmony. So, in the end, I would like to say cultural education teaches us that diversity is not a problem to solve, but a strength to celebrate. And peace begins when education embraces culture and dialogue. Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thanks for listening to me.
Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot.
Thank you very much. That's awesome. Thank you. Yes, your words highlighted
I have
that.
kept watch with me.
Thank you. Thank you. It's really
I have
awesome.
I think I have taken 5 minutes. 5 minutes I have taken. I have kept watch with
Yes.
me. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very
Yes,
much.
thank you very much. So your words highlighted that culture is a bridge, not a barrier. So through cultural education, we can replace division with dialogue. Thank you very much for this amazing one. And I'm going to be welcoming our next speaker for today, Ambassador Nalam Achulta Ramachandra Murthy, who is going to be speaking on traditional knowledge and indigenous wisdom in peace building education. The floor is yours, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm ready, ma'am.
Yes, go
I'm
ahead, sir.
Ramchandra from Andhra Pradesh, India. Good evening, Gloria, ma'am, and the wisdom passed from one generation to another generation. It includes practice, beliefs, and values rooted in local cultures. In peace building education, it offers a rich base of ideas. Students learn about from one to another. Indigenous wisdom is a guide. Indigenous wisdom reflects deep understanding of nature and community. It teaches balance, empathy, and dialogue. These values are essential for peaceful living, education being these lessons into a classroom and the society. And the next one is respect of diversity. It is essential and most important. Traditional knowledge celebrates cultural diversity. Peaceful building requires respect of different identities. By teaching indigenous values, schools promote acceptancy. These reduce productive and conflict. Community-based learning is most important for this one. Indigenous communities used stories, rituals, and group work to each teach. These methods build unity and diversity and shared responsibility. Peace building education can adopt such practices in classroom. It gives better society. Conflict resolution practices. Many indigenous groups have their own ways to resolve disputes. They use dialogues, circulars, elders, advice, and conscientious. Teaching these methods shows non-violent options in classroom. Students see that peace can be built without force. It is most important and essential in classroom. And the next one is see, this mindset supports long-term peace. Education can highlight these principles to the students in the classroom. Role of elders and mentors. It is very important. The teachers and the parents and the society are very important to take a particular role in this connection. Inviting elders to classrooms bridges generation. Students gain a sense of history and identity. Institutional understandings. Peaceful building needs dialogues between culture. Indigenous wisdom provides examples for existence and hospitality. Schools can use case studies and teach these students learn to appropriate similarities and differences. So these are the main themes of the education system. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Okay, once again, I thank to Gloria, ma'am.
Thank you very much for that wonderful presentation. We appreciate your insights on indigenous wisdom. Teaches us that peace is not new it has always been part of human heritage. Thank you very much for that amazing presentation. We appreciate you. God bless you. And moving on, I'm going to be calling on the next speaker for today, Ambassador Shailesh Prajapati, who is going to be speaking on community engagement through schools, educators as local peace advocates. The floor is yours, sir.
Namaste from Gujarat State, India, and I am very thankful to you. I am lucky to complete the peace education project in my school. It was starting in 2019 to 2020. It is based on moral value and especially good characteristics among the students. And I found a good result in my school. And the community engagement is compulsory for the peace education in the school level, because sometimes some problems create in the school when we start new project. Always parents think it's a different kind of education, not it is in our curriculum. Why do you start this? So it is important to join community, and community can help us. For example, providing social media, providing net, mobile, etc. And in school, we can use multimedia. For example, international NGO HWPL. Once I said to the in my session, SWPL works in 117 countries for peace education, and it is based on moral values, and intention is to create a good human being, a peace loving people. It is good intention of institution, and it has 12 lessons, and especially on to create good human being, peace messenger. So I would like to thanks SWPL, and I want to say how can school use to help the community to create peace education. For example, we can meet one another, each other, and try to know good things. And we have the rules. If we follow the rules, there is no problem of peace education. And there are good topics. I would like to say that, for example, no grids, love, sacrifice, consideration, forgiveness, thankfulness, gratitude, and share happiness. Such a good topics. They can help us to create a peace education with the help of community. And if we follow these topics as a lessons regularly in our classroom, early session or before leaving the school, these lessons are very useful to us to create peace in the school, and we can create the good human being to the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And brilliant examples from what you are doing in your school. Indeed, schools are more than learning centers. They are peace hubs where educators can positively influence entire communities. Thank you very much for that wonderful presentation. And I'm going to be calling on our next speaker for today, Ambassador Nahid Raza. Ambassador Nahid, are you ready? Trying to get your topic.
Thank you,
Yes.
madam. Thank you, Madam Gloria. You always give us the opportunity, right? And you have been working very hard. And Shalai sir just wished me twice, I could not answer. So thank you, sir, wishing me time and again. Good evening, everyone. And this is outstanding platform, a very powerful platform. And Gloria ma'am has been working hard. And right, thank you, Rania ma'am, Yala ma'am, Nallam sir, Kamal sir, right, and a huge Lakmani ma'am, and all the respected audience, Ambassador Jonathan. So today topic given to me, the outstanding topic, it is inclusive classroom in preventing conflict and promoting harmony. Please allow me to talk of conflict first. Having contrary views is not bad. Wright brothers also had contrary views. That is how they developed the aeroplane. So many of us have contrary views, confliction, but we accept each other, we like each other, and we want to make better each other. So this should be the precondition of conflict, because every individual is different. So what is required? And in the class, every individual, every child is different. So different means diversified, and diversity must be celebrated. Diversity must be valued. Diversity must be respected. And diversity must be accepted first. So we should respect each other. First of all, we need to respect ourselves as teacher. Then we should respect our children. If any conflict arises, give proper space to children to speak. When children speak, they speak and they ask many questions, and we sincerely, first of all, listen to them. Then we should answer them. We should address the problem of children, grievances of problem, and those grievances should be minimized. And when they realize that it is the behavior of grown-up people, same behavior they will carry when they are grown up. So we should be the example. Leadership is example. Teaching is example. So with this example, we need to be very enthusiastic. And everyone knows in this gallery, because there are amazing speakers, this enthusiasm is contagious. So we need to transfer enthusiasm to our students. So respecting is required. My second point is listening. Communication is very essential component. So we need to communicate to our children very much. And while speaking, since children have imagination, children have energy, and children want to say many things, we have been speaking in the classes. Please give proper time to children to speak. When they speak, they release their tension also, stress also, and specifically smaller ones, because smaller ones are never given chances, right? So this should not happen, and our conditioning should be such that violent conflict, unacceptable conflict should not arise. And yes, minor conflict is very essential for development of society, civilization, innovation, and creativity. If we are same, children are same, where is creativity, where is innovation, where is tolerance and endurance? So in the same manner, project-based learning should be done. Why? Because when children have projects, they bring in different values. When they bring different values, they accept that every child is different. So they start accepting other children, and they communicate, they collaborate, they conflict, their views are contrary, but at the end, outcome is better. So they will realize that due to this conflict, due to contrary views, something is created new, something is made new for humanity, for well-being. And yes, it was yesterday that education was teacher-centered, but today it is child-centered. So children must regulate the class. They should lead the class. They should speak in the class. They should manage the class. They should design the class. They should create timetable for the class. And moreover, children should be in a position to accept teachers. When they accept teacher, they accept each other. When they accept each other, so things are entirely different. So proper space should be given. It is like that. If teacher is coming, he is the dictator and he is the autocrat. No, these classes must be run by children, because children are there in the classes, and we have the meaning. The day children leave the class, we do not have the meaning, and teacher cannot do anything, then teacher is not teacher. Teacher is simply individual. So from being individual to teacher, we need to have children, and children must drive. Children are the leaders of the class. And at the same time, please allow me to go back and go to parenting. And parents must be well disciplined. When they are disciplined, children emulate discipline. When children emulate discipline, they will bring in good values to school. And like I would like to cite example of Singapore, that 80 students are there in the class, but all children are disciplined. Why? Because they bring in values and they come for learning, because they are mentored at home that please go for learning and some bring some contents, modify your behavior in this manner. Children are modifying their behavior. And if you see PISA, they are in second rank in this world. So I would appreciate the parents. And when mentoring is better, parenting is better, so children would be very well disciplined in the class, and children will come to class because their language is better, their behavior is better, their conduct is better, and their views about other children and teacher, they are better. And at the same time, I would like to tell them that teacher must be affectionate, teachers must be loving. It is not like that problems are there at home, same problem we are carrying, and it is to teach in the classes. But then no, teachers must be affectionate towards children, no matter which background children are from, no matter which gender are they from, no matter which caste are they from, children are children. So that we should never discriminate. If we should check ourselves that if we are discriminating, we are partial, and we should ask our colleagues, we should ask the students that students, is my behavior fine? And please give power to children to check you. Give power to children to evaluate you. When they say, yes, sir, it is fine. Sir, please improve this. So please improve. In place of reaction, please remove re and come to action to repair yourself, mend your ways. At the same time, every child is special. Every child is unique. Every child is loving. So we need to accept views extended by children, aired by children. And when we start accepting their views, harmonization will take place. Harmony would be there in the classes. Harmony would be there in school. And every child will be helping other children. It is not like that they are violent. Why? Because they are not heard, they are not valued. So please value. At the same time, we need to have empathy in our communication. And the ones who are having empathetic sentences, those children must be appreciated. They should be highlighted, and their leadership role should be given. And yes, we need to have proper dialogue with children. When we have proper dialogue with children, sky is not the limit, because children need to have say, need to have their space in the classes. So there are many things I want to say, but time is limited, and I must respect all the amazing speakers there in the gallery. My sincere gratitude to Gloria, ma'am. She has been working day in and day out, and all smiling face I could see. So my sincere gratitude and thanks, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Nahid, for this amazing and excellent point. Inclusion is not just about access, but about building harmony. And thank you so much for the examples you gave and how we should treat our students in order to have an inclusive classroom and a peaceful classroom as well. Thank you very much for that amazing presentation. And moving on, I'm going to be welcoming the next speaker, Dr. Gloria Okpara, who is going to be speaking on curriculum innovation for peace education in African schools. The floor is yours, Dr. Gloria.
Good evening, everyone.
Hi, good evening, Dr. Gloria.
Yes, good evening, everyone. My topic says curriculum innovation for peace education in African schools. And I want to bring it down to Nigeria, not just African schools in whole. Other speakers have talked about peace. We know it is peace. But permit me to come from a different angle concerning this topic. I want to borrow the statement, charity begins at home. If we are talking about schools, let's look at individual schools. How peaceful can we say our schools are? Is there peace within your environment? So as a teacher, you may move from the point of being a teacher, maybe appointed as one of the inspectors in your school. How do you promote peace? Within a classroom, as a classroom manager, how do you promote peace? Before we go back to the body of adding it or innovating our curriculum to absorb the peace, whatever. Let me use my school as example. Children are children. When they misbehave, we have what we call disciplinary committee, where we do not just punish for the offense, but we make them understand why they shouldn't do whatever they are doing. Peace in the classroom. As a classroom manager, of course, we should know by now that we are all role models. How do we show peace, even amongst us as teachers, to those children? So peace education is very vital, but let's start from the normal classroom, of course, from our homes, before the workplace, to the classrooms. If you are now opportune to be part of the curriculum developers of your state or nation, before you now take it there. Imagine someone who does not understand peace, and the person is part of the persons to innovate our curriculum. The person may not put it well. But a child who is taught that, no, you don't respond to every action. No, keep calm, you must report. If possible, punish a child that was offended truly by another one, but failed to report. You are teaching that person the ability to obey simple instruction. Be peaceful. Most adults are going through a lot, but anyone who is peaceful may be able to handle things that ordinarily will make you cry out beyond measures. So if we want to now bring it to the school setting, let's look at some points. You have to include or infuse into existing subjects. Is it possible to now call one subject peace? No. But while teaching whatever subject, promote peace. That's how I want to explain it. You are teaching in a class and two learners are involved in any form of challenge or anything. How do you handle it? Are you peaceful in the process of handling it? Or are you teaching them not to be peaceful? I think there's no way anybody will come up and just say, yes, now a subject is called peace. Let's teach peace. Tell them to be peaceful. What exactly is being peaceful? I think if we take it from that angle, it will help us. So if we say standalone peace education models, how can it stand alone? If we look at conflict resolution, I've mentioned all in my description now, because how you handle the events, any action, activity per time will show if there is peace in it or not. So if we go to the extent of looking at, indigenous knowledge system. Okay, sorry if you are from the northern part of Nigeria. I'm sure a learner or a student who just finished school, especially the university, and you get your NYSC call-up letter, once you see North, there's something that comes to any parent's mind. Trouble, let me put it that way. You will now say, no, it is so state. I use myself as example, and when my daughter finished and she was posted to Kano State, my husband said no, because the first thing that will enter anybody's mind is, oh, the crisis there. Assuming it's a peaceful state, you will not say no in the first place. But I now turned, I said no. If it's Kaduna, I can say no. If it's Jos, but I know Kano is relatively peaceful. And as I speak to all of you, she's in Kano State. She has stayed there for over 2 years now. So what are we talking about peace? If you want to say based on nation, we just have to bring it. So the government, the school system, that is why we are talking about the curriculum. That is the topic given to me. We should start from ourselves to our immediate environment, our classrooms, then teach those learners, because we are not going to limit it to the classroom. We'll still teach them whether in school or outside the school, they should be peaceful. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope I made any points. Thank you, as always.
Of course. Thank you very much, Dr. Gloria. Amazing points. You said we should start from home. Charity begins at home. We should start from our own particular schools, our community, Yes, it's an excellent contribution and is vital if peace education is to move. We move peace education from theory into real classroom practice, just like you just did now, relating it to classroom activities and also starting from within. Thank you very much. And I'm going to be calling on our next speaker for today. Ambassador Uma Aria, who is going to be speaking on peace education curricula, designing lessons for lasting impact. The floor is yours. Uma Aria, are you there? Okay, in her
Good evening, everyone.
Okay, good evening. Yeah, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Ma'am, I'm audible. I'm audible.
Yes, you are. You are audible. Yes, I can hear you. You're audible.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Gloria, ma'am, to give me this opportunity to speak on this topic. I feel honored to be here today as the part of the AWTE in actual exchange. The theme is the role of educators in peace building and the conflict resolution is very close to my heart, ma'am. We all know that education is not only about knowledge, but also about shaping values, attitudes, and behavior. Teachers can play a powerful role in guiding young minds toward peace, respect, and the cooperations. My topic today is the peace education curricula designing lessons for lasting impact. Through this, I will share how educators can create lessons that go beyond the classroom, lessons that help children learn empathy, resolve conflicts peacefully, and become responsible citizens of tomorrow. I believe that if we want a peaceful world, it must begin with education, and educators are the true peaceful builders of society. There are some ways educators can build peace through curriculum. Value-based lesson include stories, poems, and examples that teach honestly, kindness, respect, and cooperation. The second one is conflict resolution activities, role play, group discussion, or classroom activities where children practice solving problems without fighting and they can reach each other. And third one is the inclusion and diversity. Teach respect for different religions, languages, and cultures through example and activities. Emotional learning, which is also helps a student understand their feeling and express them positively instead of with anger or violence. Collaborative projects, group work that encourages teamwork, patience, and listening to each others. Community engagement is also helpful, linking lesson with the real life services like helping in the community, planting trees, or social awareness project. It's generally we are telling them storytelling, and the peace hero shares a story of leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, and others promoted peace. Daily practices, small habits like we are also telling them in the morning assembly, and in when they are entering in the class, we are introducing them like morning affirmations, meditations, or a peace corner in the classroom. Thank you everyone to listen me. Thank you so much.
Amazing one. Thank you very much, Ambassador Uma Aria. Designing peace indeed into our curriculum or curricula ensures that peace is not an afterthought, but a lifelong skills students should carry along with them. Thank you very much for that brilliant response, and also the examples that you highlighted is very amazing. Thank you very much. And moving on, I'm going to be welcoming our next speaker for today, Ambassador Jonathan in Blessing. who is going to be speaking on youth leadership development, equipping students as peace ambassadors. The floor is yours, Ambassador Jonathan.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, other professionals. It's my pleasure to be here. Yeah, the topic given to me is youth leadership development, equipping students as a peace ambassador. To equip students as youth peace ambassadors, development programs should focus on fostering leadership skills, promoting peaceful conflict resolutions, and encouraging community-driven actions. Training models typically use a mix of workshops, mentorships, and practical projects to empower students to advocate for peace and make a tangible impact in their schools and communities. So I'll be explaining the key components of peace ambassador programs under three subheadings. The first one is training and skill development. Training, first, to equip students as a peace ambassador, they need training and skill development. They also need program structured and activities. Then they also need, okay, that is two. So let me pick this point one after the other. When we say training and skill development, how can we train and develop youth or student skills for them to become a peace ambassador in their communities, schools, among their peers? The first one is conflict resolution, restorative justice, mediation, and adding dialogue to give students practical tools for the escalating tense situation. So when they find themselves in a tense situation, in a difficult issue, in a problem, so how are they going to resolve these issues or conflict amicably? So the second one, we need to train them and develop their skills on leadership skills. How can we do this? We need to build core leadership skills like public speaking, teamwork, and critical thinking. Teach students about human rights, dignity, the history of peace movement, and international frameworks like the UN Sustainable Development Goals to provide a broader context for their work. Another way is emotional intelligence and resilience. This emotional intelligence is something so important that we need to teach our students for them to be a peace ambassador. We need to emphasize the importance of managing emotions. Many of them cannot manage their emotions. Many of them are temperamental. Many of them cannot even control themselves when it comes to emotional things. So we need to emphasize the importance of managing emotions, practicing empathy, and building resilience to navigate challenges effectively. Another way of making a student to be a peace ambassador is program structured and activities. We need to create a kind of structured program and activities that can tutor them, that can mentor them, that can make them to be a peace ambassadors. And what are these programs like? The first one is the structured mentorship. We can pair students with experienced mentors who can provide guidance for their initiative. Experienced mentors, so they can learn from them, gain more experience about how to become a peace ambassador in anywhere they find themselves. Another program structure is practical projects. We can encourage the student ambassadors, our students, to become an ambassadors by designing and implementing their own community-based projects. Example of this project, we have peer medications, we have awareness campaign, we have community service. Thank you, ma'am. Dr. Gloria.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm here with you. Thank you very much. Wonderful presentation, Ambassador Inyosun Jonathan. When we equip youths as peace ambassadors, we invest in a peaceful tomorrow. Thank you very much for the amazing points you just raised. We appreciate your presentation. And moving on, I'm going to be, you're welcome. I'm going to be calling our next speaker, our very own Dr. Rania Lampo, who is going to be speaking on education for global citizenship, cultivating peace through critical and creative thinking. The floor is yours, Dr. Rania.
Thank you so much. I see you have, I see you're a little dark there.
Yeah, and I can't leave the session to go and turn on the generator, so I have to manage it because I had lights before
Oh
we
my
began.
God.
Yes. So if I leave the session, it's going to
I
disturb everything.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay, education for global citizenship. This powerful approach that nurtures learners to see themselves as active participants in building a just, peaceful, and sustainable world. Actually, global citizenship does not imply the erasure of cultural identities or national loyalties. Rather, we could say it emphasizes a broader sense of belonging to the global community. So, who is a global citizen? The global citizen is someone who respects diversity, human rights, certainly, who recognizes the connectedness of humanity, who feels a sense of responsibility towards the planet and future generations, and someone who is willing to engage in collective action for the common good. If we search the theoretical foundations, the roots of global citizenship education, we can find Paulo Freire. Paulo Freire is the popular author who wrote The Pedagogy of the Oppressed, which emphasizes education as a practice of freedom in which learners critically engage with social realities to enact a transformation. We have Martha Nussbaum. She wrote Cultivating Humanity. She advocated, we're talking about the period of the decade of 90s. She advocated cosmopolitan values, encouraging individuals to view themselves as a part of a broader human community. And already institutional frameworks have further shaped this discourse. We have UNESCO framework for this, Oxfam's Organization for Human Rights, which defines global citizen as someone who is aware of global issues, who values diversity, takes action for social justice. And more and more global policy frameworks actually provide guidance for integrating global issues into curriculum. So if we integrate peace education into curricula, schools can encourage, of course, dialogue, nonviolent conflict resolution through, for example, role plays or simulations of conflict, or debates, activities on intercultural understanding, classroom practices of this kind of peer mediation, that could be cooperative learning, that could be cultural exchanges, which is already happening in many countries. This can help young people internalize tolerance and empathy. This has to do with peace education and, of course, a focus on the cultures of our students and how we can develop the critical thinking skills. This has to do with how we can push students to question assumptions, to analyze their perspectives, to evaluate sources of information critically. And this not only combats misinformation and prejudice, but also strengthens democratic participation. Still, students learn to consider the ethical implication of the choices. They learn how to examine global issues such as climate change, inequality from multiple angles, and propose evidence-based solutions. And of course, they develop metacognitive skills, which enable them to engage in respectful dialogue and make informed decisions. How to unlock creativity for global challenges? This creative actually thinking empowers students to go beyond traditional solutions. How? By imagining alternative options, alternative futures. So in classrooms that value imagination, students can collaborate on projects, for example, STEM projects, which emphasize on giving solutions to global problems, addressing local and global issues at the same time. And they can draw inspiration from us, of technology for community engagement. So creativity becomes not just a personal skill, but also a collective resource for social transformation. So if we truly can cultivate peace, critical thinking, creativity, education systems must undergo a shift. A shift from rote learning towards more holistic, more learner-centered approaches. And this involved curriculum reform with the great global issues, ethics and sustainability, participatory pedagogies that encourage dialogue, debate, and collaboration, teacher training, of course, to equip educators with the tools to nurture empathy, inquiry, innovation, and very important community partnerships to connect learning with real-world challenges. So when looking ahead, we could say that digital, of course, I forgot to mention that global citizenship involves digital citizenship also, and AI ethics, which require now new literacies for navigating online spaces responsibly. So education for global citizenship, I could say, is not a peripheral concern, it's a foundational response to the challenges that we're facing. So this prepares individuals to engage compassionately and in intelligent manners with the complexities of the connected world. Of course, challenges remain, but this education for global citizenship holds transformative potential when it is grounded in inclusive, participatory, context-sensitive pedagogy. Paulo Freire said in the 1970s, this period reminds us that education should empower learners not only to adapt to the world, but also to transform it. So it's a necessity, it's not an optional add-on to modern schooling. And in doing so, I think it plants the seeds for a more inclusive and more resilient and more humane future. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Rania, for that amazing presentation. You really go in depth whenever you're presenting. Thank you very much. And you've reminded us that peace begins with nurturing critical and creative thinkers. Truly, global citizenship is the seed for global peace. Thank you very much, Dr. Rania. And moving on, I'm going to be calling on Ambassador Navneet Pandey. So Navneet, are you there? And he's going to be speaking on technology in peace education, using digital tools to foster dialogue and understanding. The floor is yours, Ambassador Navneet.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for giving me such a great opportunity for presenting myself.
You're
And
welcome.
uh, good afternoon, good evening to one and all present here, whatever you feel connected with, and namaste from India. A very warm gratitude to Gloria ma'am and Rania ma'am for giving me opportunity. And the topic allotted to me is technology in peace education using digital tools to foster dialogue and understanding. So, what basically peace education is? Peace education aims to equip individuals with knowledge, skills, attitudes, and values that promote non-violence, empathy, justice, and cooperation. In the 21st century, technology has become a vital tool in advancing these goals, especially by creating platforms for dialogue and understanding across cultures, communities, and nations. So, number one is virtual classrooms and online platforms. As we all know that digital tools like Google Classroom, Moodle, or Zoom allow teachers and peace educators to reach diverse learners worldwide. Social media for peace dialogue, platforms like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram are being used to spread peace campaigns, counter hate speech, and amplify voice of marginalized communities. Social media dialogues encourage empathy and help individuals understand multiple perspectives on sensitive issues. Next is simulation and virtual reality. VR-based experiences immerse learners in real-life conflict situations, allowing them to practice meditation, negotiation, and empathy. For example, VR can simulate refugee experiences or historical peace negotiations, helping learners emotionally connect with realities beyond their own. Fourth is digital storytelling and media. Tools like Canva, Powtoon, and YouTube enable learners to create digital stories, documentaries, or podcasts about peace, justice, and coexistence. Sharing personal narratives fosters understanding and reduce stereotypes. Number fifth is gamification and peace apps. Educational games and apps encourage problem solving, teamwork, and non-violent conflict resolution. Games like peacemaker, simulate global conflicts, and teach negotiation strategies. Now, online collaboration and cross-cultural exchanges. Platforms like programs, digital cultural exchanges, and collaborative projects connect students across borders. These exchanges break down cultural barriers, enhance empathy, and create a sense of global citizenship. And number seven is AI and data tools for peace building. Artificial intelligence, as we all know, can analyze patterns of online hate speech or misinformation and support early intervention. Data driven peace education help learners understand root causes of conflict and develop critical media literacy. So, what are the impacts of technology in peace education? Number one is accessibility. More learners can access peace education globally. Inclusivity. Digital tools amplify marginalized voices. Empathy building, immersive technologies like VR and storytelling enhance emotional intelligence and critical thinking. Online dialogues encourage reflection and perspective talking. In conclusion, I would like to say that technology is not a replacement for human values, but a bridge to foster dialogue, empathy, and collaboration. When thoughtfully integrated into peace education, digital tools can transform classrooms into global communities of understanding and help cultivate a culture of peace. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Excellent insights you've just presented right now, Ambassador Navneet. Indeed, technology, when used
Thank you, ma'am.
wisely, can become a global platform for dialogue, collaboration, and peace building. And thank you very much for those amazing examples that you gave. I appreciate your presentation. And
Thank you so much, ma'am.
you're welcome. And I'm
Thank you
going
so
to
much.
be moving on to the next speaker for today. Ambassador Nilam Sexana. Is she here? Ambassador Nilam. She was here not quite long. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next speaker for today. Yes, Professor Shainul Banji. The floor is yours, ma.
Peace greetings to all present here. I'm Professor Shadul Banji from Tanzania, East Africa. I'm indeed grateful to the Intellectual Exchange Platform's founder and host, Dr. Gloria, to its co-host, Dr. Rania, and to all the mediators, to all my fellow speakers, and lastly but not least, our wonderful audience listening to us. Under the theme, the role of educators in peace building and conflict resolution, the topic provided to me is higher education and policy, training teachers as conflict resolvers. I would like to address this topic upon segregating it as under 1. For educators living in normal circumstances, 2. For educators living in a war-torn country. Let us now look at educators in normal circumstances. What are the fundamental principles behind teaching conflict resolution? Even the best classrooms experience tension, a disagreement over whose turn it is, a raised voice, or a hurtful comment are all learning moments if we treat them as such. So, what is conflict and conflict resolution? Conflict occurs when two or more people have opposing goals, needs, or interpretations. It might look like two students arguing over shared materials or a group project falling apart due to clashing personalities. While the triggers vary, the underlying cause is usually simple, unmet needs or miscommunication. There are two kinds of conflict, and the difference matters. Constructive conflict opens the doors to problem solving, builds stronger trust, and supports positive relationships. It challenges people to listen, reflect, and grow. While destructive conflict, on the other hand, erodes trust. It triggers emotional responses like blame, withdrawal, or outburst, making it harder for people to connect or move forward. What makes the difference is not where the conflict arises, but how people respond when it does. That is why conflict resolution skills are so important and teachable. This includes active listening, empathy, and using I statements to express concerns without making any accusations. Students also learn how to handle disagreements in a healthy way, especially when emotions are high. These distinctions are essential to understanding the full definition of conflict resolution, what it means, how it functions, and why it matters in everyday situation. Now let's see what are emotional regulation, why it comes first. Recognizing big feelings like anger, sadness, or frustration is the first step. Tools like emotional thermometer, feeling charts, and stoplight visuals become especially useful. These visuals prompt students to check in and label what they feel instead of reacting automatically. Many educators use SOAR method when teaching kids to practice self-regulation in real time. S for stop, O for observe, A for assess, R for react. Practicing SOAR during role plays or group discussions give real-time experience applying this approach. What are the common types of conflicts in learning environments? Students' conflict do not follow one pattern. There could be intrapersonal conflict, interpersonal conflict, intra-group conflict, or intergroup divisions. You might recognize this in the day-to-day. For example, two students repeatedly interrupting each other during a group presentation, or a project group falling apart because no one steps up to lead, leaving frustration to simmer. These are real-world conflict resolution scenarios when emotion runs high and instinct can take over. But with the right guidance, students can learn to slow down, check in with the emotion, and respond rather than react. Educators play a pivotal role in delivering peace and conflict resolution education, therefore training teachers to facilitate discussion on sensitive topics, manage group dynamics, and foster an inclusive classroom environment is crucial. Now let's look at the scenario of educators in a war-torn country. Researchers show that educators can contribute to peace and reconciliation as well as to instigating. Education may thus seem to play a wonderful contradictory role in conflict situations since rebuilding schools, recruiting teachers, and returning children to classrooms may help reduce the causes of conflict. However, schools may also be one of the most successful instruments for the militarism. Moreover, Sober in 2002 states that many who conduct modern wars are experts at using educational children. This education can be part of the problem as well as part of the solution. The question is, therefore, to what extent education and teaching in war-torn contexts aggravate or ameliorate conflicts. In its review of the empirical qualitative literature on the relationship between education and civil conflict, the Center for the Study of Civil Wars conclude that one, increasing education level overall has specified effects. Two, rapid expansion of higher education is not a threat. Three, education inequalities between groups increase conflict risk. For the content and the quality of education might spur conflict. Undeniably, conflict inevitably means that children and young people in conflict areas are more prone to be out of school, and children and youth in peaceful areas and regions. For example, in South Sudan, half of the school population is out of school. So teachers' role in peace building is complex and sometimes contradictory. Their role can be both passive or dynamic and active based on agency. They can promote peace building through social cohesion and inclusiveness in the classroom, but can also affect conflict by perpetuating or emphasizing ethnic, religious, and social differences in class. The lines between the two are not always clear, and the same teacher may play out both roles simultaneously in different moments and contexts. This is because teachers do not exercise the peace-building agency in isolation from their surroundings, and the agency both influences the surroundings and is influenced by it. I would like to end here, though I have a lot to say, but time will not allow me. So I wish to thank you all. May God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Shanu Banji. We appreciate your presentation. Indeed, policy must empower teachers as conflict resolver because they shape the peace builders of tomorrow. Thank you very much, and we appreciate your presentation. And I'm going to be calling on Dr. Binita Prakash. Dr. Binita Prakash, are you there? Dr. Binita?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Dr. Binita is going to be presenting on gender equity in education, reducing conflict through empowerment of girls. The floor is yours, Dr. Binita.
1 minute, ma'am. Good evening, one and all. And thanks to Gloria ma'am for giving me such a nice question. My topic is gender equity in education. Reducing conflict through empowerment of girls. We all agree that education is the foundation of progress. But when this foundation is given equally to both boys and girls, it becomes a strong pillar of peace, justice, and harmony. Gender equity in education means ensuring that girls get the same opportunities to learn, achieve, and lead as boys. When girls are educated, their empowerment naturally reduces conflict in many ways. Let me explain with few examples. Example 1. First of all, we will start from the family level. In rural India, studies have shown that when girls are educated up to secondary school, early marriage rates drop significantly. An educated girl is more likely to stand up for her rights, delay marriage, and plan for her future. This reduces conflict within families because decisions are made with understanding rather than forcing. The second example is from the community, or we can say community level. As we know that in Afghanistan, despite many challenges, Programs that encourage girls' education help entire communities. Educated girls become teachers and health workers, reducing poverty, improve health, and resolving disputes with knowledge rather than aggression. This shows how education can transform even conflict-prone regions into more peaceful societies. My third example is on global level. Everyone must heard about the name of Malala Yousafzai. Think of Malala Yousafzai, a girl who stood up for her right to education despite threats and violence. Her courage did not create more conflict, instead, it is inspired millions of girls worldwide to claim their right to education. Today, Malala is a global symbol of peace and empowerment through education. And the fourth example is about economic level. UNESCO reports that if all girls completed secondary education, child mortality would drop by half, and income level in poor countries would rise. When girls are educated, they get jobs, support families, and reduce poverty. Poverty often leads to conflict, but empowerment through education breaks that cycle. So, gender equity in education is not only about fairness, it is about creating peaceful homes, progressive societies, and harmonious nations. To conclude, I can say that let us remember, when a girl is educated, her family prospers, her community grows stronger, and her nation moves towards peace. Empowering girls is not charity, it is an investment in a conflict free, brighter future. Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am, for giving me a chance.
Thank you very much. I love
It's an
your
interesting topic. Thank you.
Thank you. I love the way you ended it, empowering girls. You've truly highlighted a truth we must embrace. Empowering girls through education is one of the strongest pathway to reducing conflicts. Thank you very much. It's really an awesome presentation. We appreciate you. Thank you. And I'm going to be moving on to the next speaker for today, Ambassador Gayatri Mishra, who is going to be speaking on storytelling and arts in education as pathways to peace building. The floor is yours, Ambassador Gayatri.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Good evening. Good evening, Rania ma'am, Gloria ma'am, Salish sir, Kamal sir, and all of you. My answer are, educators play a very important role in peace building and conflict resolution, both inside the classroom and the wide community. Their influence goes beyond academic, as they shapes attitude, values, and behaviors of learners. Here are some key roles they perform. 8 points. Number 1, promoting value of peace. Educators install respect, empathy, tolerance, and non-violence. They help students appreciate diversity and understand different perspectives. Number 2, creating safe and inclusive classroom. Teachers provide a supportive learner environment where every learner feels heard and respect. And number 3, teaching conflict resolution skills. Third, role plays, discussion, and cooperative learning. Students learn negotiation, dialogues, and problem solving. Encouraging critical thinking by teaching students to question stereotypes. Stereotypes, educators help provide violence driven by misinformation or bias. Number 5, modeling peaceful behavior. Teachers serve as role models in demonstrating better fairness and constructive communication. They action teach more than their words. Number 6, Integrating peace education in curriculum. Number 7, acting as mediators to in case in classroom. This classroom teachers guide students towards dialogues and multiple understanding. And last, number 8, building social change. Educators encourage learners to participate in community building activities. This fosters unity, reduce and strengths of cultural of peace. In short, education are not just knowledge transmitters; they are peace builders, bridge makers, and change agents who prepare young people to live in harmony and handle complex converse. Uh, uh, complex in students. Students remembers and ideals the teacher who bridge about change in their life. Throughout their life, I also strive to contact with my students from their heart. This is my biggest achievement when the children taught by me come in the court and touch my feet to show respect. Thank you so much, ma'am. Every teachers give to students heart. This is my opinion. Thank you so much, ma'am, for wonderful giving me wonderful opportunity. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Gayatri. Yes, indeed, stories and arts are universal languages. They help learners imagine peace and live it. You know, when they listen to it, they practice what they hear and also teach others, teach their peers. Thank you very much for that. We appreciate your presentation. And I'm going to be moving on to the next speaker, Ambassador Nilam Saxena, who is going to be speaking on diplomacy in the classroom, teaching young learners the language of peace. The floor is yours, ma'am.
Good evening, one and all present here. Namaste from India. Thank you very much, ma'am, to giving me such a wonderful opportunity. And peace, it is the favorite because everybody wants peace. So to teach young learners the language of peace, educators should model peaceful behavior. First of all, they should improve themselves, and after that, they can teach their children. So for creating this atmosphere, they can improve themselves first. For that, they can show the social, emotional skill like empathy, use the positive and respectful language. They can include the storytelling in their curriculum, in their teaching, as well as they can create the inclusive learning environment and encourage respect for cultural diversity. In short, I want to say, if the teachers, they want peace actually in their classroom, first of all, they should represent themselves as a role model. Everybody is saying about it. As a role model, they can create the atmosphere inside their classroom, and for becoming a role model and a statue of peace, the teachers require many things. First of all, they need some rights. If teachers are having some rights, they can feel peaceful in their mind, and they need the support of government as well as from the parent side, from the community also. If the teacher is understanding that they should recharge themselves, as in morning hours we come out, we recharge our body by good clothes, by good looking. We watch again and again in mirror, food. Why? Because we have to recharge our whole body. Same way, if the teachers are recharging, they recharge their mobile phone also. And in morning hours, if our mobile phone's battery is completely charged, so full day it works. Means 80% it works in a. If we are giving complete charge to our body, we are giving complete attention regarding our mobile phone. Same way, if we recharge our soul, we can decorate our soul by good affirmation, strong thinking, and firm decision. That today, suppose we are taking a firm decision, full day I will never be anger. Full day I have to keep a smile on my face. I have to show harmony in my behavior. So these all things within 15 minutes, for only 15 minutes, we are recharging our soul. Then this thing can be done only by the meditation. So if the teacher is doing complete meditation, they are recharging their soul in morning hours, then they are coming out, they are coming with their children, they are interacting with their children. So if the teacher's soul is peace, automatically student's soul will also be in peace, because as the king, so are the or also we can give for the meditation, for telling them harmony, and we can liberate the children to come together. We can give them particular task for collaboration and diplomacy, to understand the diplomacy, what is going inside the other's mind. That if we are recognizing very peacefully, suppose here somebody has written the lioness of Uttar Pradesh. Everybody is reading this line, but no one is reacting about it, because we are understanding what is the diplomacy is there. Still, we are in calm. Everything. We should never give the key of our mind, key of our heart in another's hand. If this thing we are understanding, we will not be anger due to others. We will laugh only when we want. We will anger only when we want. If teacher is according to that, and teacher is completely under control of his or her heart or mind, the same way the teacher can teach a lesson to their children by different activities, by including this thing in curriculum, by giving them space, as well as told the affection. If the teacher is having affection in his behavior, teacher is using the respectful language, they are sitting together, they are removing any doubt in themselves, and they are understanding what is the perspective of others and how we have to behave with them peacefully. Same way the students will behave. And I think so many things are there, but according to time, it is sufficient according to me. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Neelam. Yes, teaching diplomacy to young learners equips them with the language of peace for life, not just in the classroom. Thank you very much. I love that that part of your presentation is really awesome. Thank you very much. And I'm going to be I'm going to be moving on to the next speaker for today, Ambassador Oluwabumi Anani. Ambassador Oluwabumi, the floor is yours.
A hearty evening to my fellow ambassadors from across the world. Yes, and tonight I have the singular privilege to share with us on a topic, a very interesting one, along the lines of all that we have been sharing today. Building emotional well-being in students as a path to conflict resolution. Now, when we talk about emotional well-being, I'm sure we can see the picture in our mind's eye of what it represents. A child who is bubbly, a child who has lots of self-confidence, a child who has a healthy self-esteem, who can talk and relate with people in a healthy way. A child who is not prone to misinterpreting what other people say and taking it personal as though other people are trying to attack him or her. We see the picture of emotional well-being in a child who is able to confidently express his or her own emotions without embarrassment, who dreams of a better tomorrow without feeling ashamed or feeling that he owes anybody too much. These are the pictures of emotional well-being. If we can see it from this light, we can certainly see the opposite of emotional well-being, which is emotional unwellness. Every little thing triggers the child. A teacher's innocent remark is misunderstood by the teacher that this teacher does not like me. The child withdraws into his shell. The child does not want to respond to questions asked in the classroom. The child walks into a classroom and thinks everybody is talking about him or her. It is not a good place to be. The child lives in fear, does not want to go back home, does not want to make friends. These are unhealthy states. Now the question is, how do we protect our children in such a way that they don't get to that point? Like it or not, conflict does not have to be a physical violence. It can be an internal violence, an internal storm. And what we see in the physical are just external expressions of the internal storm going on in the life of a child. So, as teachers who are entrusted with the noble responsibility of helping a child to rechannel his or her identity, to redefine his place in the larger scheme of things, how can we help the child build emotional well-being? First of all, it is our responsibility to teach every child to communicate, whether that child exhibits emotional wellness or not. We must keep emphasizing it. And how do we communicate? It's not just about talking, but it's about 3 levels of communication: self-talk, peer talk, and mentor talk. We should encourage our students at whatever level to imbibe the culture of talking to themselves, looking into the mirror and seeing the best of themselves, such that anytime there is a frightening issue that wants to threaten their self-esteem or their self-faith, they need to remind themselves of who they are, of where they are going, regardless of the environment where they find themselves. Then peer talk. We should encourage them to cultivate friendship. For example, a few days back I was in class. I noticed that a lot of our learners these days, they don't know how to say hello to one another. They just go into the classroom and the day begins, that's all. The culture of looking into the eyes of the other and say, oh, good morning, how are you? I'm happy to see you in school. It's fading away. There is need for us to remind them that we are still human. We are not robots, but human, and that human touch is necessary. And so, in order to avoid an escalation of unhealthy emotions, we need to encourage peer talk and mentor talk. We are mentors to our children, either directly or indirectly. So if our learners are unable to trust us with their concerns, then it means we need to work on our game. The second thing we can do is to teach them to accept themselves. Self-acceptance, other acceptance, and acceptance of locus of control. What do we mean? We must teach our children, our learners, to accept who they are, their peculiarities, their seeming disabilities, whether they are sickly, whether they have a certain look or they do not have a certain look, whether they belong to a certain race or culture or not. We must let them know that they are beautiful just the way they are. And they are needed because they are needed to complete the equation in the gap of humanity. Then, as much as they accept themselves, they must also accept that others are different as well. And we must accept them too. Then, acceptance of what they cannot control. We must begin to teach our children that there are certain things they will not have power over. And so, they must be at peace with themselves. Then, the third way we can prevent conflict escalation is to teach them to be self-aware. They must be aware. They must not pretend that things do not exist. They must be in touch with their own feelings and not pretend that those emotions are not there. If they are afraid, they must own up to their fear. Yes, I feel afraid right now. Yes, I feel timid right now. This is how I am feeling. They must own up to their feeling, accept the feeling, and believe they should not think there is any negative feeling. There is no negative emotion. Every emotion is a signal and should be understood for what it is. Owning up to the truth of the emotion you're feeling is more liberating than a pretentious disposition that denies the existence of the authenticity of the emotion. Now, while we say emotions are not bad, it is our response to it that will now define whether it is hurting or not. So these are training skills we need to teach our children. Then we should teach them to express those emotions, but in self-efficacious ways, not in harmful ways. For instance, teach them that it is okay to cry. It is cathartic to cry. Let them cry into their pillow. Let them cry into their napkin, their handkerchief. You can even give them one of your handkerchiefs. Let them cry into it. Don't tell them to stop. Let them learn to scribble their feelings on a sheet of paper. How are you feeling? Scribble it. Teach them to represent their feelings in drawing and other forms of art. Take them to the woods. Let them visit nature. Let them take a stroll. These are healthy ways that make them feel better. And by the time they return to the place where the conflict is trying to brew up, that conflict will be diffused. And finally, encourage physical activity. A sedentary lifestyle fuels stress and anger levels. Sitting in one place all the time, you may feel as though you're going through depression. It may feel depressing, but a visit to a neighbor, a visit to outdoors can just make all the difference. And these are the things we must teach our children. We must teach them the value of play, whether they are 10 or 50 years old. There is a child in everyone. And whether we are teaching children or we are teaching adults, we must remind them to be in touch with the child in them through healthy play. And so I want to encourage us that we should identify the needs, the strengths of our children, of our learners, and teach them early that prevention of conflict is better than the cure of conflict. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Oluwabumi and Annie. Yes, indeed, the prevention of conflict is better than the cure of conflict. And one thing, just to sum up all what you've presented today, which is just amazing because you really dug deep into this particular topic. I would say building emotional well-being in students is like giving them inner armor against violence and conflict. Thank you very much, Ambassador Oluwabumi, for that amazing presentation.
Thank
you. Thank you. And moving on, I'm going to I'll be welcoming our next speaker, the last but not the least, Ambassador Shaheen Sultana Mohammed Yusuf Sheikh, the lady with the longest name. The floor is yours.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
First, we will see about religious tolerance in school. Religious tolerance means respecting and valuing diverse faiths and beliefs within the school community. Schools are microcosms of society where children from different religious and cultural backgrounds come together. If nurtured carefully, schools can become a safe space that promotes harmony, empathy, and mutual respect. First point is promoting respect. Teachers can help students understand similarities across religions, like compassion, kindness, and honesty, rather than focusing only on differences. Next point is inclusive practices. Celebrating festivals, stories, and values from multiple religions helps students see diversity as a richness, not division. Safe dialogue. Encouraging discussion on values, ethics, and traditional develop and respect for other world views. Next point is education as a bridge builder. Education is not only about academics. It is a tool to build a bridge among communities. First point, breaking stereotypes, knowledge and exposure help dismantle prejudices and misconceptions. Second point is building empathy. Through literature, history, and moral lessons, students learn to walk in other shoes. Next is collaborative learning. Group projects and inclusive activities encourage teamwork across backgrounds. Global citizenship. By practicing tolerance, students grow into a responsible citizen who can contribute to peace and unity in society. In essence, schools are seedbeds for tolerance. By teaching respect, inclusivity, and dialogue, education builds bridges across faiths and cultures, preparing children to live in a harmony in a diverse world. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks to all.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ambassador Shaheen Sultana. Indeed, religious tolerance in education is more than coexistence. It is learning to see humanity before differences. So with this rich perspective, we are reminded that educators are not just teachers. They are global change makers, mediators, and visionaries, shaping a peaceful future for all. Thank you very much, Ambassador Shaheen Sultana, and to all the speakers that presented today. I appreciate all your presentations. So today we have journeyed through powerful insights on the role of educators in peace building and conflict resolution. From building the foundation of peace in our classrooms to applying practical tools and extending our vision to global and community perspectives, we have seen that educators are truly at the heart of shaping a more peaceful world. So each presentation has reminded us that teaching is more than imparting knowledge. It is about instilling values of empathy, dialogue, tolerance, and resilience. As educators, we are the gardeners of peace, planting seeds that will grow into harmony across nations and generations to come. So on behalf of A Walk Through Education, I sincerely thank all our distinguished speakers for their wisdom and to our audience for their active engagement. Let us not end the conversation here, but continue to work together, one community, one child, one classroom at a time, towards a future where peace is not just thought, but lived. With gratitude and hope, I officially bring this enlightening session to a close. Thank you, and may peace guide us all. And see you all in our next session on Friday. And on Friday is going to be the reflection session where we're going to be reflecting on all we've done throughout the quarter, throughout the third quarter. That is the last the last session for the third quarter. So congratulations, everyone. We've made it. Thank you very much. Thank you. And I want to quickly tell you all that our website is now officially back. It was down for a while, but is back now. So I'm going to quickly share it now. So just give me a minute to share it with you. All right, can you see my screen? Okay, so
Yes, yes. Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
okay,
Okay.
yes, we can.
Okay, so it is
It's visible now.
officially back. So we're still working on it, This was we had to upload it the way it was before. So this was our old, the way it was before. So we're going to update it. So feel free to reach out to us if you want your articles to be published, your poem, your whatever. Just reach out to us. We can share it here. So here it is. So that means we're going to be starting our next quarter in a better way, because we're going to be sharing some of the things we are doing here on our websites, and even your presentations too. We're going to be sharing it there. So let's see how it goes. Any update, I'm going to let you know if there is any update. All right, so let's take our photo shoot. Unfortunately, I'm home alone, so I can't leave. I can't leave where I am now to go and turn on the generator. So I'm going to stay. My picture is going to be dark, but so as long as I see your beautiful faces, I'm okay. So let's go. Okay, let me see. All right, after the count of 5, let's just begin to use our favorite emojis. Are we ready? All right, so after the count of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's go, everyone. Nice one, amazing one. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. And congratulations. We made it to the end of the third quarter of the year. So see you all on Friday. Just prepare your reflection. We're all just going to talk about reflection, what you've highlights of the quarter, what you've learned, how we can make a walkthrough education better, or anything you have to present. Please just prepare yourself. So it's just going to be an open session for everyone to talk, just the way we did it in our previous when we ended our second quarter. So just prepare anything, reflection, anything, just to encourage one another. So yeah, that's all. All right. Does anybody have anything to say before we say bye for today? Dr. Rania, do you have anything to say? You're muted. You're muted.
All of you, good night.
Okay.
Yes, I look forward to the next quarter and
Yeah.
new speakers and more interesting topics and more interaction. This is
Yeah.
what we expect.
Yeah, thank you very much. And guess what? I've just gone through the schedule. I looked at the form and I'm really amazed. I don't even know how we're going to this. People are still filling out the form, and so far it's just two. In fact, I don't know. We might have up to 30 people in one session. So it's really
Oh
is
my God.
yeah. I've received lots of people, new members for the next quarter. So our next quarter is really going to be an awesome one. So it's a big plus for us, yeah, because that means we are doing the right thing and people like what we're doing, and that is why they are coming for more. So it's a plus for us. So let's see how it goes. The schedule will be out very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We appreciate. We're happy to have you here. All right. Good night. Good night, everyone. Bye.
Night. Night.
Night.